Azerbaijan. They don't even know how to pronounce it. I said, well, what's happening? Where'd you go? And
Okay.
she said, I'm going to America.
Really?
And
Okay.
of course, my first reaction, how? Why? It was kind of magic to me how these computers work and how are they programmable.
You said that you grew up like 4 years more. Like, so do you consider
Yeah.
yourself like you're now like 21, 22 years old? America great again. Allah. So bu da düştü rekorda. Bunu da salacağım interview.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Deməli səsimizi şeyləyim. Ciddi almaq lazım. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with Murad, my friend. Murad, do you want to introduce yourself, who you are, and where you are coming from?
Of course. Hello, friends. I'm Murad. I'm 17 years old. Currently, I'm studying in the United States of America. Now I'm a flex student, and I'm studying in 12th grade in Cañon City High School, which is in Colorado, Cañon City, in America. And if all coronavirus problems will be gone after this September, I will start to study at University of Oregon in State Oregon.
Nice. So what are you planning to study there? Do you already have a major that you're supposed to do, or any plans?
Sure, I already did my choice about my major. I want to study computer science.
Nice. And how did you even get into this computer science? Like, were you always interested? Like, what's the story behind?
Oh yeah, it's been my choice almost, I would say, 7 years. When I was in 5th grade, I started to be interested about computers, and this is how I chose my major. So I was always, it was kind of magic to me how these computers work and how are they programmable. So with this interest, I started to discover computers, and it drove me to be computer scientist or programmer in the future. And I'm thinking about either going to be software engineer or computer scientist. I haven't decided yet. Probably I will decide during my college years.
Nice. Good luck with that. I hope
thank you.
Come as a successful Azerbaijani software engineer, and make us proud. So Murat, tell me about the story of this Flex program. I'm actually interested. Like, how did you end up in that program? Like, what was the factors that, like, that make you decide, like, do you want to go from Azerbaijan, from where you were living with your family back home, and then you moved to United States, right? Like, what was the story behind it?
So personally, when I was in so I have a very kind of personal story behind that. When I was in 9th grade, I attended programming school in Azerbaijan called Code Academy, and
I remember that.
Yeah. I had friend there, and it was one day in summer. It was very hot day. I see her coming and saying goodbye to everyone. I said, well, what's happening? Where'd you go? And she said, I'm going to America.
Really? Okay.
And of course, my first reaction, how? Why? And she said, I'm going with Flex program. And before that, I never heard about Flex program. I didn't heard anything about it.
Okay.
And after hearing that from her, I started to look for Flex program in Azerbaijan, Flex program on internet, and I get little information about that. I mean, some general information about that.
Yeah.
And of course, I was in 9th grade, and I think by that time they started to change rules. Before, they were letting 9th, 10th, and 11th grades to participate in this program. But in the last few years, they changed, I think, rules. I don't know when they changed.
Okay.
But now they're only allowing 11th grades to participate in this program from Azerbaijan.
And you were included in them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And of course, I messaged her and about like how's going life there, and I also want to participate in this program. How can I do that? and I'm so thankful for her. She explained everything to me. She gave me very good tricks to pass all this selection process and become finalist at the end. So
I
yeah,
can.
I would say besides your hard work, it's also luck.
Uh-huh.
Before that, I mean, I wasn't planning to study at high school in America or university after studying high school,
Right.
really. But my focus was in Korea, South Korea, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and some
Oh yeah,
European
that's true.
countries.
Like, how did you like even change their like perception from all the way from South Korea, like to thousands of kilometers away to United States?
Yeah. So it's also, I mean, like it's kind of not the thing you think. It's also the thing like life takes you.
Okay.
I would say life took me here. I mean, yeah. After I become even the time I became final before the time I came finalist of
Mm-hmm.
Flex program, it was like a last year
Mm-hmm.
April 11th or 12th, something like that. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't. It wasn't part of my plan to study college in America. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, okay, I'll go to Flex program, and I don't know, after Flex program, I can go to Korea or other European countries
Mm-hmm.
to study. But my major was the same all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And but after coming here, I mean, actually, a couple months before coming here, I said, okay, actually, it's a good idea to study college in America.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can see the U.S. flag behind you. Like, is it
yeah,
where is it coming from? Do you have like what was your first impressions when you're in Colorado right now, right?
yeah, I'm in Colorado.
So what was like your first impressions about Colorado? Did you do your research before? Like, how was the first feelings?
Yeah. So it's gonna sound very interesting. In as you know, Flex is State Department program,
Mm-hmm.
and in State Department programs, you don't choose where you go in America. They
Yeah.
choose it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And
So it's
uh,
like a lottery a bit.
yeah, it's kind of like where they should find you host family. You're staying you're staying with host families. You go to host schools and host communities.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I came to America 12th August,
Mm-hmm.
and I I learned that I will come to Colorado almost in first August, like
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks earlier, two
Yeah.
weeks before I came here,
Wow. Okay.
and it was 2 weeks before I came here, and I got email from my host parents
Okay.
saying that if your host family is in America and we are welcoming you. We don't know when you will come, but we know that will be your host family. And I thought, oh, this message coming from them, and first thing I did was looking for their names in whitepages.com. Like, who's that? Who are they? I mean, yeah. And they sent me detailed information, very descriptive email about themselves and the place they live. And
Mhm.
I did research about Colorado. Before I came here, actually, I knew that I'll be either in California, California, Colorado, Iowa, or some of those states.
Okay.
Because of the before you came here, they find you placement organization, and
Mhm.
these placement organizations have their own coverage areas.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
And I knew that it's gonna be in this coverage area, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think about Colorado before.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm very lucky to be here. I
How
met
about
very good people.
how about
Yeah,
your own family back in Azerbaijan? Like, what was their reaction when you got elected to Flex program and you were ready to
yeah.
go? How did they
That
feel?
was their reaction was very good. For example, my father especially loved it very much because the first thing he did looking up the for the climate of Colorado
Mm-hmm.
and the and the city
Yeah.
I live in. He said, "Oh, okay, almost like the weather is almost like Baku, Azerbaijan, just a lot drier,
Mhm.
I would say." And he loved it actually. The thing he didn't, I mean, he was always saying like I'm hoping that you'll be in the state with like warm state, not in
Mhm.
not in cold places. I
Yeah.
don't know why. It was his criteria, I would say.
Yeah, but Colorado is not that bad. I mean, it's still like you get to, I think, feel like every season. At least like I remember
Yeah,
when I was in Nebraska, it's not that far. It's like maybe like 7 8 hours drive, which is a lot for
yeah,
us, but for Americans, it's nothing, I believe. So
yeah.
like, I mean, but still, like, you get to have like the mountains, you get to have the summertime. But yeah, so like, I mean, obviously you're coming from Azerbaijan. Like, what is it's something that is interesting for me. Like, what's people's like local people I'm talking about, their reaction when they hear that you're from Azerbaijan. Like, like how do you explain to people like where it is, or actually what is it? Not even like where. It's like what is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm from Azerbaijan. Like, what? Where? What is it? Azerbaijan. They don't even know how to pronounce it
And
in the
like how
beginning.
do you explain usually, like, because I believe it's not like Italy or France. You just say once and yeah, that's it. It
Yeah,
should take a while.
as you know, like as you know, geography of Americans just nah.
Doesn't exist, like
It
zero,
doesn't
right?
they're not very good at geography.
Mhm.
And first thing they ask me, what is that? I say, okay, it's country in it's I just say, do you know where is Caspian Sea? My very first question. And if they say no, I just feel inside of me, okay, I have to stop explaining. Well, of course I don't do that.
Yeah,
I
usually
just say I just try to take advantage of being close to Russia.
yeah.
I say we are in the south of Russia, next to Turkey, and we are in east side of Europe and west side of Caspian Sea. This is how I explain, and I feel very happy when I see the reaction from them. Oh, okay, this is Russia, this is Europe. Okay, then Azerbaijan is here. Just say, yeah, you're correct. There's
Yeah,
some Americans doing that too. Like a few days ago, I was in the bank. I
uh-huh.
had appointment there, and bank worker there. She had very good geography, so she figured it out.
Wow, that's actually pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah,
because usually it takes a lot of time. At least what I remember. Maybe in Colorado it's a bit different, but at least in Nebraska, I used to be like uh, because I didn't meet like during that 1 year when I stayed, I didn't meet anyone from Azerbaijan in
yeah,
Nebraska. So for me, it was like super surprising. Like you get to meet people, and then they ask where you're from, and you have to explain like. Not even usually in Europe, if they have heard about at least something, they ask like,
yeah.
where is it? But in US, they ask like, what is it? And I'm like, is it a state? Is it a city in some like Nebraska or something? But it is
At least
actually
we are
cool.
in good situation. At least we are in good situation. I mean, I even don't want to think about Georgians, like our friends from Georgia, country Georgia.
Yeah, yeah, oh
They
yeah,
have to explain that I'm not from state Georgia, I'm from country Georgia.
yeah. But I mean, at least it's good that they have an idea that Georgia could also be a country, not just a state.
Yeah.
So
At
Murat,
least they're familiar with the name.
exactly, yeah. Did you have like any let's say bucket list that you had before going to US? Like you were like, I want to do this things, or I want to travel to the specific places that you already crossed it out from your list, or you still want to do?
So, um, actually, before I came here, before I figured out I will go to Colorado, I didn't have any special bucket list.
Hmm.
I knew that inside of the program, this flex program, if you throughout the year, if you're working very hard, I mean, they have some requirements if you're doing community service and some good things in your host community. As a reward, they take you either to Chicago or New York. It changes every year, and placement organization it might
Hmm.
change. Depends on organizations. And of course, it was my plan that okay, wherever I go because I found it very late. I mean, just 2 weeks earlier I came here, and I said, okay, I will wherever I go, I will work very hard, or I'll do my best to get this reward. I can visit New York, either
Hmm.
Chicago. What is a word? I mean, and of course we came here, and I figured that I go to Colorado. I'll say, oh, okay. I said, oh, that's great. And I started to look for the places in Colorado where we can visit. And after also I came here, after I met with my host family, we started having these conversations that this is one of the best places in Colorado. This is a good place, blah, blah, blah. For example, we visited, I almost visited like middle side of Colorado and west of Colorado. I've never been to east side of Colorado, to be honest. And we visited some touristic places in west side of Colorado, like Beaver Creek. Beaver Creek is very cool city. It's like a American city, touristic city, but built in European style. You feel yourself in, Germany.
Really?
Probably. Yeah. And it's very good place. I mean, it's very cute place at the same time. And they're always celebrating Oktoberfest there.
Really?
And
They
we
do?
visited
I didn't
there,
know
like,
that.
yeah.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
but
We
wait,
visited there
do you live
during
close
Labor
to
Day, and
Denver?
it was my first Oktoberfest in my life.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I've never been to one, so I actually would love to go at some point.
Yeah.
But do you live close to Denver or?
I live in down Denver. I'm in South Denver, but it's not super close to Denver. It's more close to Colorado Springs, almost an
Okay.
hour away from Colorado Springs,
Mm-hmm.
which is second major city should be, right?
Yeah,
Should be
got it.
second major city in Colorado.
So Murad, how
And it's
would
close
you?
to Pueblo.
Interesting. So yeah, how would you then eventually, like, I mean, you're almost like done with your flex program, like sometime soon. Like, how would you describe your flex program? Like, let's say in 3 words or like 3 adjectives or something that you could come up with.
3 adjectives.
It doesn't have to be adjective. It could be anything, like, or just 3 words in general.
I would say it's really hard to generalize with 3 words, but I can generalize with few sentences. Is
Okay,
that all right?
let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Yeah. I can say I really grew up a lot in just 1 year. I grew up almost like 4 years in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can see that. I can see
yeah,
the beard coming.
yeah,
You didn't have beard before.
yeah. Not just biologically, but also I feel like I'm becoming very mature.
Mm-hmm.
And you're staying, I don't know, like 15,000 kilometers away your home country almost. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I'm just
Maybe
throwing
more than
number right
that.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you are away and you are like 12 or 11 hours the difference you have with your home country, and you have to figure almost everything out yourself with your host community and host people here.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you have any problem, you can talk to people here, and it helped me to be mature. I mean, now I started to be more independent.
Mm-hmm.
And in Azerbaijan I was independent too, but it doesn't matter. Like, you are in absolutely not different country, it's different continents.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it makes you more mature. I
Mm-hmm.
would say it's one of my it's one of the best things I gained this year.
Nice.
Another thing, I would say, what? Really, really good question.
No, I mean it actually definitely answers because like this being mature is something that I would totally agree. Especially like, I mean I had almost the same experience. Like I mean obviously you're gonna stay more there like with upcoming university and everything. But like considering my 1 year like in Nebraska and your 1 year in Colorado, I think first of all they're pretty close states in terms of
Yeah,
geography. So like I understand this like Midwestern like okay, Colorado is not part of Midwest, right? Or it is?
it's part of West. Actually, culturally, it's part of West, but it's super close to Midwest. I would say it's in
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in
In the
border.
middle. So it's like
By the way,
Azerbaijan.
yesterday with my host family, we went to a place called Divide in Colorado, which
Okay.
is the division of West and East,
Oh,
basically.
okay.
Yeah,
Got it. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like this being mature part. Like you said that you grew up like 4 years more. Like so, do you consider
yeah,
yourself like you're now like 21, 22 years old instead of 17? Actually.
yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we can wrap it up here. Do you have any final thoughts for people like who's gonna be applying, let's say, for the study program, like exchange programs in the future? It could be Flex, it could be Erasmus program or anything. Like, what's your like number one advice as an experienced, individual?
I would just say them, uh, they shouldn't be scared of anything. They shouldn't be scared of names. For
Hmm.
example, they say, okay, Flex is like U.S. State Department scholarship program, and I can't get into. But it's not the point. They should try. At least they should try.
Hmm.
And I just want them to be brave. I just want them to be to be open to try new things.
Exactly.
And when they are, those are part of their personality, big parts of their personality, there's nothing that they can't do.
Hmm. Good call. Yeah, I love it. Well, thanks for joining, Murad. We really appreciate it.
And
And
if they have any questions about, if they have any question about Flex program or studying in America, something like that,
yeah, I will put your contacts down
yeah,
below
don't
then.
hesitate, guys.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rufat. Thanks for your invitation also.
Thanks for joining. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for invitation, diyeyim.
Ha. Ama öyle natural oldu. Ha. O rekordu bağladım. Şimdi ikinci rekordda. Tamam şeyle. Canlı yayında. Şok şok şok. Murad Mikayilzade. Kırmızı State'de. Trump'ın köyünde. Birazdan. Ya Colorado.
Problem
Sen
oldu, Colorado
Colorado
accent
accent
yok.
göstersen can. Show us your skills, man. Come on.
Okay, man.
Make America great again. Allah. So bu da düştü rekorda. Bunu da salacağım interview.